Saturday, December 24th, 2016. Monaco 64 here, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So it's Christmas Eve today. I've been away from making videos for the last couple of days. I caught a really bad stomach bug. Worst I've had in over 25 years. I remember when I was younger, I had a really bad one, stomach bug. They're really horrible. I'm just getting over it. So I thought I'd make a video here. Saturday, the day before Christmas. And I haven't really prepared it today. All I want to talk about maybe is a little bit about the year that was so far. I mean, we got a week left to the year ends and the markets will trade next week, even though it will be fairly quiet and abbreviated. One thing I have to say was an exceptional year in terms of everything, really. Politics, markets. What more can be said? I mean, the year started really badly for the stock market in January. We dropped over 15%, I think, at one point. Gold and silver went off to the races. Mining stocks kind of bottomed, I think, in February, and they did really well till the middle of the year or so, maybe a little later. And then ever since November, of course, the election of Donald Trump, which is totally unexpected as well for a lot of people. I have to honestly say, back in 2015, when he declared that he was running, I thought, I don't think this guy's going to make it. He's a bit of a showman, and even though he has been a good businessman, he's exploited the system well. I didn't think much of it, because I'd heard in the past that he might run, and he never did. But as time went by, he, started to do really well, and nothing that, his protagonists threw at him seemed to stick. And, even until December 19th, there were doubts whether the electors of the Electoral College were going to give him, all the votes he needed, but they did. So now, barring any disaster, he should be inaugurated on January 20th, 2017. And for the markets, it was a huge move since Donald Trump's election, November 8th. Actually, early November 9th, I was watching the markets. I was up here in London, and the Dow was, probably many of you know, was down 850 points. Gold was up $60 towards 1340. But then everything turned. And, I think markets are pricing too many good things all at once. There's the old saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, and America won't be made great again in a day, I don't think, let alone the first 100 days of Trump's administration. Excuse me. So I think there's a lot of volatility ahead. I know it's easy to say that, but I think the stock market has just been pricing perfection too much. And for gold and silver, I still view them as very good insurance against financial, collapse, banking collapses, things that we never really talked about until 10 years ago. I remember banking collapses was something that you talked about that happened during the Great Depression. And then, in 2008, 2007, even here in the UK, we're having them again. So I think it's better than ever to have physical gold and silver as protection. I don't believe gold and silver will make you, it's not a get rich quick, insurance kind of thing. I think if people want to get rich quick, they got to do their homework. They got to be speculators, or they got to work hard or have a good idea. And I'm not here to tell people how to do that because, that's up to each individual. And I personally right now am thinking about the mining stocks. And I heard, like a video from the Casey Research people, and the fact that Trump might sign some executive orders right in his first day in office to kind of loosen regulations, EPA regulations, like Environmental Protection Agency regulations, that would free up a lot of the mining companies and exploration companies in Alaska. And there could be some big opportunities there for gold mining companies that right now can't do what they need to do to get the gold out of the ground, because President Obama has been so much anti-business. And so, I'm not saying that we should ruin the environment, but there has to be a balance. You need to let businesses, do business. You can't just like stop people doing business because you want to protect the environment. You can't do that completely. So, I recommend if you go onto Casey Research, I think you can get the research free for a free trial, and they'll give you names of companies that could benefit from that. So I think that could be something interesting, a speculative investment, some mining companies in Alaska that could do well from a possible, Donald Trump executive order, loosening regulations in terms of EPA. What else? That's about it. Next week, I'll be following the markets. Gold, the recent low is, I think, around 1122. That was pre-COMEX open, and we closed yesterday around 1132. Silver still below $16. In pound terms, I've noticed a pound is broken through, or cable is broken through 123, which was a key support. So I think the pound has lower to go. We could see the pound testing 120 again by the beginning of the year. So for those my viewers, UK viewers, and gold has come down a lot since November. We were at around 1,050. We're now around 925. But compared to the beginning of the year, we were at 700. So gold is protected UK investors against the debasement of the currency. And I think it will for American investors as well. Definitely, because, as much as I think Trump will probably help American businesses and American workers by cutting the red tape, all the regulations, the United States still has a difficult financial situation. The balance sheet is very precarious. Government debt is reaching, I think it's just below 20 trillion right now. I think it's 19,940,000,000,000. So you're almost at 20 trillion. The unfunded liabilities is another 200 trillion. Yes, you cut taxes, just think about the Laffer curve, that you cut taxes and you actually get more taxes, but there's so much debt that, something's going to have to give. And one thing could be a major reorganization of the U.S. balance sheet. And that's what Donald Trump has been good at in his career. He's taken distressed assets and turned them around very well. So the United States is now a distressed, asset, so to speak. So how we'll do that, we'll have to see. I mean, the gold is part of that, because gold is is what backs the currency. They could, devalue against gold. That would help write down the debts of the United States. That's, of course, you would probably say, oh, Mario, that's wishful thinking because you're long physical gold and silver. Yes, I am, but not because of that. Of course, that would be nice, and I'm not expecting it, but it's one of the solutions. So that's it for now. Hopefully I'm over this stomach bug and I'll be able to, resume regular services. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share it far and wide, subscribe to my channel as well if you haven't yet. And if you'd like to donate, there's some links in the description below. I'll talk to you later. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Take care.